The female reproductive system is a fascinating and complex network of organs and structures that allows women to bear children. One of the most incredible aspects of this system is the ability of the uterus to expand up to 500 times its normal size during pregnancy. Just think about that for a moment. The uterus, which is a muscular organ the size of a fist, can stretch and grow to hold a developing fetus for 9 months. As we explore the female reproductive system further, we will discover even more amazing facts and functions that make this system truly remarkable. Now we will start the video by discussing two categories of female reproductive organs: primary sex organs and accessory sex organs. You have seen this division earlier in male reproductive system also, where the primary sex organ was the testes, and here in the female reproductive system, the primary sex organs are the ovaries. And to be more precise, primary sex organs are those organs that are directly involved in the production of gametes, eggs or sperm, and the secretion of sex hormones, and hence, ovaries and testes are primary sex organs. Accessory sex organs are those organs that support the primary sex organs in the process of reproduction. These include the uterus, fallopian tubes, cervix, and vagina. In contrast, accessory sex organs in males include the epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and urethra. Now there are some more parts in female reproductive system other than primary and accessory organs, and those are called as external genitalia. It refers to the visible parts of the female reproductive system located outside the body. These parts are also known as the vulva. The external genitalia in females include the mos pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, hymen membrane, vaginal opening, and urethral opening. Now let's understand all the organs and parts in female reproductive system one by one and what are their major functions. Let's start with ovaries. It's a very important organ in the female reproductive system, and it plays a vital role in the process of reproduction. Think of the ovary as a small, oval-shaped organ located on both sides of the uterus, kind of like two tiny little almonds. Each ovary is about the size of a walnut. Just like the male reproductive system is responsible for producing sperm, the female reproductive system is responsible for producing eggs, also known as ova. These eggs are produced in the ovaries, which are oval-shaped structures located on either side of the lower abdomen. So, when a girl reaches puberty, her ovaries start to mature and release an egg approximately once a month in a process called ovulation. This egg travels down the fallopian tube and towards the uterus. If the egg is fertilized by a sperm, it will implant itself in the lining of the uterus and start to grow into a baby. But if the egg is not fertilized, it will disintegrate, and the lining of the uterus will shed, causing a menstrual period. Now students, to make your preparation easy and complete, you should definitely check out the notes on the role of the ovary in the female reproductive system. And guess what? You can find all of the chapter notes you need in great detail on EduRev. The ovaries also secrete hormones like estrogen and progesterone, which play a crucial role in regulating the menstrual cycle and contribute to the development of secondary sexual characteristics in females, such as breast growth and the widening of the hips. But wait, how do the eggs get from the ovaries to where they need to go? That's where the fallopian tubes come in. These are two narrow structures that are connected to the ovaries, but they are not connected directly to it. If we look at it carefully, we find that there are finger-like projections which connect the two, that is ovaries and fallopian tubes. Fimbriae are finger-like projections that extend from the end of the fallopian tubes in the female reproductive system. They are responsible for sweeping the released egg from the ovary into the fallopian tube. During ovulation, an egg is released from the ovary and travels into the fallopian tube. The fimbriae create a wave-like motion to help sweep the egg into the tube, where it can be fertilized by sperm if present. Think of the fimbriae as tiny fingers that gently guide the egg into the right place. Without them, the egg might not be able to make it into the fallopian tube and could be lost. An ovum, also known as an egg cell, is a female reproductive cell in the human body. It is produced in the ovaries, which are located on either side of the uterus in the female reproductive system. During ovulation, which occurs once per menstrual cycle, an ovum is released from one of the ovaries and travels through the fallopian tube towards the uterus. Did you know that unlike sperms, eggs are non-motile and can't move on their own? That's why they need the help of the fallopian tubes to get to the sperm. And if it encounters sperm along the way, fertilization can occur, resulting in the formation of a zygote, which eventually becomes an embryo. So, what happens next? The embryo travels from the fallopian tubes to the uterus, which is also known as the womb. Uterus is an important part of the female reproductive system. It is a muscular organ located in the lower abdomen, between the bladder and rectum. The uterus plays a critical role in pregnancy, as it is the place where a fertilized egg implants and grows into a fetus. It is lined with a thick, blood-rich layer called the endometrium, which helps nourish and support the developing fetus. If fertilization does not occur, the uterus sheds its lining during menstruation, which is a normal part of the menstrual cycle. During childbirth, the uterus contracts to push the baby out through the cervix and into the vagina. Overall, the uterus is a vital organ in the female reproductive system, playing an important role in both pregnancy and menstruation. The vagina is an elastic, muscular canal that connects the uterus to the outside of the body. It is an important part of the female reproductive system. During sexual intercourse, the penis enters the vagina, allowing for sperm to be deposited near the cervix, after which it can potentially fertilize an egg. The vagina is also a passageway for menstrual blood to leave the body during menstruation. And when it's time for the baby to come out, it will pass through the vagina, which is a small passage that opens to the exterior. Overall, the vagina plays an important role in sexual reproduction and menstruation, and its elasticity and natural lubrication make it a versatile and adaptable part of the female body. The cervix is a narrow passage that connects the vagina to the uterus in the female reproductive system. It is located at the bottom of the uterus and acts as a gateway between the two organs. During pregnancy, the cervix is sealed by a plug of mucus to protect the developing fetus from infection. As the baby grows, the cervix begins to soften, thin out, and open, allowing the baby to pass through the birth canal during delivery. Overall, the cervix plays an important role in both pregnancy and cervical health, and is an important part of the female reproductive system. Now that you know both the reproductive systems, can you tell me which one is more complex than the other one? Just think for a moment. If you think it is the male reproductive system, then you may be wrong. Because it is the female reproductive system which is more complex than the male reproductive system, because it not only produces eggs but also supports the growth and development of a baby. But don't worry, we will learn more about how every organ in the system works together to create new life in the next parts of the video, which include ovary, fallopian tube, fimbriae, ovum, uterus, cervix and vagina in detail and easy way. We hope that you have understood the topic. Now, here is a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. Thank you.